part 2. I felt like it was stuck in a rut. Why did I spend so much on these books? I don't like it. There was another book that was just lab values for nurses that was $2.99 or $3.99. I was what is this junk? I'm like, sorry, I'm really anxious right now. Oh, outbound. I was like, oh shoot. Since I send my kids something and I'm like, if I see it in my mail, I get all paranoid. It's like, oh, did I put the label on backwards? Because I have had stuff, I made labels for them to send me stuff from there. I have on Kindle, there's a note saying that you cannot get this book. So this is sort of samples. Fairy's best test. I guess there was a nurse's guide. I tend to get nurse's guides because they're cheaper than the physician's guide. Isn't that bad? What is this? Farrell's Clinical Advisor. Should I have gotten this one? $67. Good grief. I think I have one of these already. I should have probably got that one instead of. Five books in one. So disease and disorders, differential diagnoses, clinical algorithms, laboratory tests, clinical practice guidelines. So yeah, I probably should have gotten that one. So it does say there's, I thought it said there was no Kindle, and then it says there is a Kindle, 1,980. It says 19,086 pages. It's supposed to be sleep. 19,000 pages. I'd have to get a whole new device just for that. Someone has to wear trifocus to read. The one book you need to have is an NP. So yeah, I probably should have got this one. It's just popping up. Five books and one. Oh well. It's really hard because I brought my drug book. I think it's the 2023 or 2022. I brought it to an appointment. I was like, hold on while I look something up. And I was like, this is not fast enough, you know. I had been praised one time for bringing an iPad to clinic shift as a student. And it's got like, I was bringing all this papers. People like bring a folder and put some like lab values. Or it's like you work in a lab, they have the critical highs right here next to the computer so you can like glance at it, like some handwritten thing. So what do I do when I have this big books or something that I could go to a website and it's like, what's that website called again? Where's that one where I could check their drug interactions for free? Where's that one that you type in the lab values and it pulls up the common elements that are related to your actual value, individual values? Like, I found these sites, I don't know where they are. So I'm really disappointed in myself. I don't want to keep buying books. So this is really a problem of going back and forth, not wanting to spend the money, spending the money on internet, trying to use that money to pay for debt and get out of college loan debt, increase my income. My income for my debt or for my income tax was really low. The normal without deducting anything from the business was really low. But the way I did my taxes, it was a nightmare. And I'm not expecting to be able to buy any kind of house with a kind of low income unless I pay cash. So if I would have just not claimed any deductions, communication, rent, supplies, all that stuff, gas and mileage, and I don't know why they didn't take off for notary. I'm still kicking myself. If I didn't take anything off, I'm only making like $1,000 a month. But $1,000 a month, I could have bought that trailer I told you about. That was $300 a month. Like $350 a month with the insurance and the taxes. So I feel like I could have said, don't take off any deductions, show that income, don't show as a hobby, and pay $2,000 in taxes, $3,000 in taxes, and then show that income, improve the income for 23, improve it to 24, and you can either get a mortgage, get a land mortgage, you pay a down payment, and be paying this much instead of this much for rent. So I feel like in 3 months you would have made your money back. 3 or 4 months you would have made the money you paid on taxes back because you had an opportunity. But I don't like these games when you're trying to buy a $350 house or $350 a month house on your own land, a third of an acre, and the bank's like you can't afford it or whatever, but you're going to pay $3,000 a month in rent, and they're going to get your bank statements, and it's going to list every month how much you pay in rent, how much you pay for your clinic office, how much you're paying for storage unit, how much you're paying for your parking spots that you have to have because you're renting an apartment that doesn't have any yard, storage, no garden, no patio to even grow herbs, no parking spot, no place to put the canoe. It seems like a luxury problem. There's some people that don't have a home. I've been trying to watch that Panda photographer, and I call it that, the Panda photographer in New York. He has his last like 5-ish videos, or it looks like on tech gear stuff. So that's just one of these things that I'm trying to keep myself from not spending up, $300 every 2 hours on credit because something in the air is saying you need to collect. Instead of going through that treasure hunt a few days ago on the video, I think it was Thursday, I talked about a treasure hunt. It might have been Wednesday last week. Going through my stuff, going through my drawers, going through purses. I went and collected 3 free purses. They're good size. They're pretty much vinyl or polyvinyl or plastic or whatever. Did I need to add more clutter? My partner's face palming because he's like, oh, you collected video cassette tapes last time and now you have this. What am I going to do with the purses? I wanted something to fit my phone, my iPad, my keys, and my mads, which is basically my EpiPad. And then I have a big purse, wallet type thing, leather thing that I rescued from the Goodwill. That's kind of heavy. I've been putting a purse in a purse. That's the problem. This big wallet thing is a purse and a wallet because it has a strap, and I've been shoving it into another purse, and they're both heavy. So it's like not really good for my shoulders. It's just like, oh, I want to be free. I want to run around and twirl in the mountains and then the fields without getting ticks. And like, so my partner bought me a backpack. I already have too many backpacks, and he's like, something's going to be a bug out bag. I showed you my other bug out bag here. I can show you that in the video here because I want to get my tea. I want to stay on the video, but I want to try to rest for a few minutes before I get ready to make this phone call to this doctor's office. I should do that actually right now. I don't want to, and my partner's going to be home soon, and he's kind of noisy, so I should probably just do it right straight away, but get out the patient's chart and the notes and everything. I'm not looking forward to this at all. So, in my mind, I have a lot to do to catch up on. This is what I didn't like during finals week in med school and likely undergrad when I was getting my prereqs. Having these blinders on because I have finals week, I would have lab finals week and reports and stuff due that first week, and then the second week, so it would be like week 11, week 12 would be the lecture exams, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I had to study, and then I was raising these 2 kids, I had to take care of the kids, and we had pets, and it's like I was living in these welfare housing and these projects, or these transitional housing where we were like literally considered homeless still, even though we had a roof over our head. The price of the rents were really high, which is ridiculous. If you have a bigger family, even if you have another working adult, your rent is going to be cut in half compared to ours, which is pretty ironic since I didn't work full-time, since I was a full-time student. I did work full-time and sometimes, but it was in the summertime. There's only so much you can do. Full-time doing medical school is not 40 hours a week in school or 30 hours a week. If you have like 20 to 30 credit hours, you're not in school 30 hours. You're in school like 50 hours. And that's not even counting the tests and quizzes you have to take home and use your internet and your computer off hours, off campus, and doesn't count. If you have a 0.5 or 1 credit hour lab or practicum, they're going to be like 3 or 4 hours of in class, not even talking again about the online quizzes and all that stuff. So normally when you're in school and you take like biology and it's a 3-credit class, you're usually in class for 3 hours, minus, it's like minus the 10-minute break, and minus if it ends at 3:50 instead of 4. So you're pretty much, you're pretty much still there for 3 hours, not 6 to 9 hours. Same with clinic shifts. You get there early, you do stuff, you do work on the computer off on your own time in the clinic, or they had set up a computer lounge where we were not able to see the patient charts from home on Epic, the EHR. So we had to go in on our own time to prep for our next day's patients, which me and my friend, who was already a doctor, we did that. And I want to say that it wasn't required. She said that's a good idea. Be prepared, make a treatment plan for every patient that's coming in, especially at least the top 3, top 5 maybe. And anyone you already seen, put them at the top of the list. So we were overdoing stuff, trying to be prepared, trying to give the best patient care. And because we can search at home, now if I had an appointment tomorrow, I could, depending on how busy I am today, I have the opportunity to look. So think of the professionalism that you have with yourself if you want to be professional. I used to work at Pizza Hut. There was corporate. It was still professional. You still had to have the uniform. You still had to do the corporate stuff. You still had to talk the corporate way. You still had to do these conference calls and these different inspections and all the different stuff that comes. You're professional, whether you're working at McDonald's, whether you're doing landscaping, whether you're a physician, whether you're a midwife and you're like, oh, there's some hippie lady that carries a bunch of bags and an oxygen tank around wearing Birkenstocks, or what are the clogs called? The cloggy things, Crocs, and either hippie skirt or a pair of scrub bottoms and a cute shirt that says midwives help people out. So, or bumper sticker, or bumper sticker. I love that. I want to cry. I miss doing births with Dr. Sarah O. I really miss doing births with her. I just came back. When you're on call, it's really hard. When your kids are almost stay home, it's not as hard. It's impossible for me to do births. I complained about not being able to find a preceptor, but it's really hard, I think, to do births and run a clinic when your births that you're doing are potentially more than an hour away, and you are up like 45 minutes plus away, and you're not in the lead. I think that becomes even more challenging. And if you don't have an office person to call your patients and say, hey, listen, I'm at a birth and your appointment's in 3 hours and I don't think I'm going to make it. There's some opportunities with telehealth, but if the baby's coming out, I mean, you could be sitting in your car saying, hey, I'm going to take this appointment for 15 minutes. And that's an option. Sit in the backyard on a picnic table while everyone else is inside. I have a portable sound machine. You could use a sound machine and, again, sit in your car. But you don't know. You don't want to really take your eyes off someone for 15 minutes. And you don't want to do it in their house because of privacy and stuff. Unless they literally have an office. So, I have a private sound machine. So, just thinking about yourself professionally, I think of myself really poorly. I have a lot of professional equipment. Stuff is insured. It's expensive. I want to take care of it. I don't like when I'm tired and stuff gets broken or scratched. And I'm like, oh, I was careless because I was tired or because I was in a bad mood or whatever. So, thinking of what you're doing, I'm talking more of self-employment, but it's pertaining to like being a student, being a stay-at-home person, making all your money and doing surveys, whatever it is. Corporate world, reading articles today about corporate world, stay home and not wanting to dress up and hair and makeup and commute and getting their coffee and all this stuff that they're paying for. So I think about everyone's in a different spot. But what do you do when your partner's buying you a new chair and you need to buy like a rolling laptop table so I could set that down when I'm doing my telehealth or when I need to lift and raise this stuff so I can type. I want to get a portable, I told you that already, not portable, but wireless keyboard, different things like this. What are you going to do? What are you guys going to do when you feel guilty about spending money? or using credit for these things. Your professionalism, your debt and your stress level will rise, but your professionalism is now boosted up. You go into a store and some junky alley, and it's got flies all over, and it's got cockroaches crawling around, and it's got mouse droppings, and it's dusty, and the windows are all nasty. They're not necessarily bad windows. Maybe they're all smeared with junk and dead bugs and spider webs, and the cash register doesn't work. It's like some clunky thing, and the shelves are all moldy and musty inside the refrigerator. What happens when that store, even if it's in an alley or some ghetto somewhere or some regular city, just happens to be an old building? What happens when you wash up the windows? What happens when you wash or replace the shelving units, get the refrigerator deep cleaned, clean up and seal all holes so you don't have pests all over the place? Throw out the old sticky traps and get new ones. Dry up the bathroom, get a plumber over there, dry up the dripping toilets and all the overflowing toilets and all this out of order stuff. What happens when you have the employees, even if it's just a t-shirt with the store name on it, or a t-shirt polo with a button with your first name and the name of the store under it, maybe with your job title. You start to clean it up. You maybe have them wear like a cap or something if they want to, or a visor. You have them clean that up. You have them, wipe down the counters, and you feel, I don't like the word pride, but you feel some pride in what you're doing and the service you're offering. The food is going to be the same one way or another. The factory where the food came from could be that dirty. You don't know, because we don't necessarily see it. The back room, the back of a semi-truck. What are you going to do when you start to feel like this is a lot better? I took out some loan and I got rid of the old and I brought in some new. It's not the best, it's the cheapest, or the second cheapest on the market. But you're showing pride in your business, you're showing pride, and you're taking care of how your workers look, which could raise up their like joy, like I was gonna say self-esteem. The customers could come in and say, hey, this is nice, you guys did something. They might come in more often. You get mold dripping all over, the ceiling tiles replaced, you got the roof replaced. Maybe you could get a grant or something for a small business owner. And I don't think it's that easy to upkeep. For me, I feel like I'm not making enough money for the lifestyle of wanting to have a comfortable chair, wanting to have a standing or a convertible desk, or wanting to have these certain shoes to help me with my health, or these certain supplements that if I was going to buy them off of Vitacost or whatever, they're going to be $40 or $30 a bottle for 30 pills or 30 to 60 pills. But you're having that for one or two people, so that's going to last you 15 to 30 days. And it's just like, oh, I'm investing in my health. I want to justify this debt. I want to justify, if I'm not making money, I'm going to do something healthy, and then I'm going to be more productive and therefore more successful. And then the money, the pennies will start, if I had a piggy bank, will start going into the piggy bank instead of out. And you're going to be healthy, and you're going to be comfortable. You're not going to be, oh, my back from sitting in this chair typing like this. Like, even that's what I do. My back is hurting. Bed sheets. I had bought some organic bed sheets, pillowcases, pretty things on the wall, pretty things up off the floor. You have, like, we have pictures on the floor, like, pick this stuff up. What are you going to do when the only thing you have time to do is vacuum the driver's seat and the driver's floor in your car with a handbag, with a portable bag, or a 12-volt vacuum cleaner? What are you going to do? You're going to be like, oh, wow, I feel better. You go wash your car. Wow. You get some dignity is what you get. I'm used to living outside, homeless, and I'm not used to it. I did it for a brief amount of time, but I had been used to it during that time, and our bare minimum, what we were trying to do was drink water. It's not fair to be homeless. It's not fair to be broke. It's not fair to be 3 credits away from being having a bachelor's degree and not being able to get a job or an apartment with the money that you do have, or even a hotel room for that matter, because you're judged and kicked out. And knowing that your relatives are super wealthy, they have rental properties, they have land, they all have luxury cars, multiple luxury cars. One relative had 3 Porsche 911s. Always had Mercedes growing up, this and this and this. It's not their job to take care of me as another adult. Somebody took and broke my lease without me breaking a lease of where I live while I was away at my mom's funeral, and rented my room to somebody else. So I moved out into my vehicle, into my Jeep with 7 animals. And then I became homeless with the same fella, my ex-husband, with my kids. So what do you do when you feel like you have no dignity, you have no joy? You get the cheapest glasses framed that are all crooked and feel like my eyes, it feels like it's like this and like this, and they're transitions and progressives. So they should be, with my pupillary distance, they should be very precise so that when I'm looking, I should see the same with both eyes, not like cattywampus where I'm seeing the mid vision and the close vision and the far distance, like, And then like this, it's just, I feel like this is, I should have got the $30 frames. I should have got the wooden ones that I wanted. Is there anything stopping me? Yeah. I'm putting everything on credit. I'm going to get ready to call this doctor, guys, and I will, I haven't posted in a long time. I wanted to show you the bug out bag. Hold on, guys. I thought it was right on top here. I had to pause. This bag should be, I don't know what I did, but I just pulled it, which I shouldn't have done. Should have just come over and paused you guys. Everything's falling over. This is the bug out bag that was in our stuff. We have too many bags. Okay, let's see what's in here. I took the food out. There was a bag of almonds. So there's a bag of paper. There's the That's It bar I've been carrying around since 2019. Oh, there's the CPR mask. There's some batteries that go in that cloth, or in that, what is the cloth actually? There's some batteries that go in here. They're the wrong size for what my partner bought them for, and this is solar powered, but it's not been charging. Unfortunately, I had to charge it with a cord, and it's wind up, which not charging that well. So look at the quality. That was from Walmart. It does have the weather radio, one-way radio. I have this from the post office. I have the heat reminder. Looks like I have. This is from my other job. They gave us the Purell and the gloves. There's alcohol wipes. There's some expired. Oh, there's some nicotine patches in there. Bugs don't like nicotine, by the way. There's a cloth mask. There's like 1/4 in the bottom. Oh, my Doc Martin shoelaces. There's a life straw that I've never used. I have 3 types of portable filters that I've never used. These are getting kind of nasty. Probably about expired. Nope, next year. Super freeze-dried dragon fruit. A wind-up. Hold on, it comes off. I think it, yeah. So a wind-up flashlight. And then you go like that, and then you turn the light on. Dollar Tree. I've had these before. That stuff from Dollar Tree broke. I got 1 thing of napkins. So there should be some important papers. There should be a notebook, a pad of paper, and pens. This can be used for fire starting. I thought the first date, this thing is probably should be somewhere else. Yeah, there are some matches in there. This is very basic. I did again have some, I did used to have, and I don't use nicotine. I quit in 04. Yeah, I quit all nicotine in 04, but that's in there anyways. And you gotta think about bartering. I don't know why there's only 1/4 in there. I should probably at least have like $2 to start. I should probably put like $5 of quarters in there at least, and a few dollar bills. I should put some socks, some underwear. I was supposed to put socks and underwear for me and my partner and put them in like Ziploc bags, and some soap or something. Some kind of like, maybe like a little bottle of soap that's like Dr. Bronner's all-purpose soap. So you wash your hair, wash your face, wash your hands, wash your clothes, wash your dishes, wash whatever, your boots, your car. There should be some water bottles in here. Be careful of leakage, you know, those those matches. You can get people say the waterproof match case doesn't work, but I think that I haven't actually dumped mine. Somebody stole mine from my other car, unfortunately. I bought another one, but it's in my other car. I might have one out here. I do have another bag I used to take to my ranger job every day, and that one is literally, I think I showed that one to you too. I'm sorry if I never posted it. Those were really long videos, and they should be posted because I took a lot of time going through everything. I have some stethoscopes and stuff. I should put my business stuff in there. So that's the thing about the collapse, is when you have your own debts and illnesses and issues, and you're trying to live, and the rest of the world is driving Range Rovers and Land Rovers and Teslas, and a few people driving, 1990 something Acura, or Acuras. What is that other car? Not Neon, Dodge Neons. What's the plastic one? Saturns. What do we do when there's this divide between the rich and the not rich? What do we do when we save a penny, but the wealthy snatch anything we have and more in order for them to have their subscriptions and their fees and their convenience of the Whole Foods and the Amazon markets and all this stuff? What do we do when we want to have survival, basic survival, whether we're homed or not home, whether we live in a big mansion in California that the forest fires comes in, maybe it takes your house, maybe it doesn't, but are you going to flee or not flee? Are you going to pack up your animals in a container, or a horse carrier, guinea pig container, cat carrier, and go somewhere and have something? If you get up with the sheriff knocking on your door because there's a tornado, there's an ambush, there's some kind of, train wreck where chlorine gas is coming out, will you have a bag like this? If this is the only thing I have, it's like, well, at least I have dragon fruit. I don't have the flashlight. There should be a list on here that says grab your important papers, grab your purse, and grab, there should be like maybe a to-go bag in the freezer. I didn't think of that. Like, have some frozen fruit in some containers with some sporks, an ice pack, and I don't know, what else could you have? Some bread, something that, besides just me eating fruit and vegetables, you could have something that is, when it thaws, it'll be ready to eat. The fruit would definitely be messy. That's an idea too. Just get like a bread bag or a Ziploc bag, put one frozen ice thing and some other stuff, and then you could have a lunchbox cooler hanging on a hook on the refrigerator, a magnet hook. You could have a small lunchbox, or like, the ones that fold up, those old-fashioned ones that weren't as insulated, and you could say, throw that in there and go. If you have medicine, insulin, throw that in there. If you have stuff in the bathroom, soaps, washcloths, towels, hand towels, sanitary products, even razors. So what do you do when you feel like you're having a personal collapse, but then you're collecting items and you're scared and you're stressed and you're grinding your teeth because you're getting out of debt, but you still have to go to work every day. You still have to present yourself every day. You still have to take a shower, wash your hair, get on the phone, talk to clients, do everything that you need to do to maintain your livelihood, because we're not really allowed to do hunting and gathering and fishing without paying money to do that. If I want to go to the strawberry patch and collect strawberries, oh, look at me, I'm gathering. If I want to go fishing and hunting, I got to pay a lot of money. If I want to use my boat, I got to pay a lot of money. We don't even have a motor on the thing. Peace, guys. Be well.